Hi, VAP-Chan here with an important video on LioConvoy. Who is LioConvoy, you ask? Well, he's a prominent figure in the YouTube nerd community. He's obsessed with the cartoon Thundercats, and he's one of the biggest jerks on this entire site. But what makes him such a jerk? Well, he thinks of himself as a predator hunter, which would normally be an admirable thing, except his definition of a predator isn't just child molesters and groomers. LioConvoy considers lolicons. You know, people who are attracted to short, young-looking 2D characters, but would never hurt a real kid, to be just as evil as actual child rapists. He's always freaking out over cartoons and anime that sexualize minors, unless, of course, it's a series he personally likes. This scumbag even tried to get my girlfriend Carmen Ryder arrested at one point. Check out her channel for the full story on that, but like most antis and normies, LioConvoy's got some skeletons in his closet. Now, this info is actually a few years old, but until recently nobody has really talked about it. A little bit of backstory. Someone named Mint Heart had been getting molested by her mom's boyfriend, and with the help of a man named Joshua Vita, another self-proclaimed predator hunter, she set up a GoFundMe to raise money to escape. Vita had a conversation about this with LioConvoy, and this was said.
Through from here and have a battle plan and a game plan ready for the weekend.
I'm not necessarily disagreeing here, and I think that's a good idea, but the one issue is her mom doesn't like her being away from home, so it's going to be hard to sell. How are we going to handle that?
Is there maybe a friend they could pretend like they're sick and like, oh, I really need to go over there to help for their sake?
I don't think she'd even let that go by.
Well,
like her mom's a dick.
Yeah, when you can't get it in legitimately, lie.
Well, yeah. I'll leave that to her discretion. Or her other option is, of course, to set up that camera tonight and see what happens.
Yeah, that's one thing I think that should happen either way, is get that camera rolling just in case. Because the moment that's caught on footage,
those are pretty cheap, aren't they?
Wow, let's hear that again.
Well, yeah, I'll leave that to her discretion. Or her other option is, of course, to set up that camera tonight and see what happens. Is, of course, to set up that camera tonight and see what happens. Is, of course, to set up that camera tonight and see what happens. Is, of course, to set up that camera tonight and see what happens. Is, of course, to set up that camera tonight and see what happens.
Yeah, that's one thing I think that should happen either way, is get that camera rolling just in case. Because the moment that's caught on footage,
those are pretty cheap, aren't they?
Yep, LioConvoy wanted Mint Heart to film herself being raped so that it could be used as evidence. LioConvoy effectively wanted to have underage pornography filmed. And did you hear how ecstatic Joshua Vita sounded about the prospect of this film being made?
Yeah, that's one thing I think that should happen either way, is get that camera rolling, 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 just in case. Because the moment that's caught on footage,
those are pretty cheap, aren't they?
Vita turned out to be a groomer. He groomed Mint Heart. He apparently started going after Mint when she turned 14. They exchanged nudes. Apparently shortly before Mint's 18th birthday, Vita asked if he could see that underaged body one last time. And when Mint was going to come out about being groomed, Vita threatened to, become an hero. So yeah, Vita was one of many people who play Nonce Hunter to draw suspicion away from their own crimes. Now, you might say, sure, LioConvoy should have known it's horrible to try to film a teenager getting raped as evidence, but it's not his fault Vita turned out to be a child molester. Well, it's not just Vita. There's an odd pattern of people in LioConvoy's gang of idiots turning out to be predators. In addition to Vita, there's been Coyote Lovely, a guy who simped for hypnotist Sappho, a zoophile who raped her own dog, who tried to claim his relationship with Sappho was just getting evidence. LioConvoy basically creates a safe space for predators. People in his gang are allowed to do the most repugnant shit and associate with the worst people, as long as they do it in the name of evidence. You know, Lio's always saying he learned his morality from Thundercats. I must have missed the episode where Wily Cat and Wily Kit got molested and Lion-O just sat back and watched because he needed to get evidence first. Well, that's all I've got to say about that. Check out Carmen Ryder's video on this as well, the link's in the description. I promise my next video will be back to the usual stuff. Thanks, and see you next time, Vapsketeers.